Happy Tuesday evening, poker fans. It is Tuesday night. You are watching Twitch. You're watching Poker on Air, River City Cash Games.
That's right. We're back. Here we are in the booth, right, for some more poker action.
Trevor, I missed last week. I wasn't here in the studio, but I was here with you guys in heart, and glad to be back in the chair next to you once again.
Well, let me tell you, you were missed dearly. I know everyone out there wished my man Suited Dan was next to me, calling all the action, but he's back tonight, ready for some more 1-2 poker, and we're glad to have everybody.
Last week, you had a little sit-and-go satellite to the Cleveland Horseshoe Tournament, and we wish our winner the best of luck as he competes this weekend. But tonight, we have 8 players. 7, one is coming in just a few minutes late, but we have 7 players at our poker table right now.
You know poker players. They're never on time.
They're never on time. And let's go out and meet them because I think they're anxious to get this game started.
Got that right. Where are you from? All right, guys. In seat 1, a.k.a. seat 2 here, is David. This is David's first time on the show. He bought it for $500. Looks like he's ready to get the cards in the air.
He's got a Cleveland Brown shirt on, so already +1.
Or he just loves pain. One of the two. We'll find out. The next seat over is vacant, but that's where Don P will be sitting. He also bought it for $500.
Don's been here a couple times. You'll recognize him once he shows up.
Next to him is Chris.
Chris with a big wave. Hey, Chris.
This is his 3rd time on the show. He actually was our runner-up in our satellite last week. Next to him is Tibor. Tibor bought it for $200 tonight. His first time on the show. Anxious to see how he plays tonight. I think everyone's a little curious.
Yep.
Next to Darren is our city worker.
Next to him is Darren.
Oh, next to Tibor is Darren. Darren is our city worker. If you are on the highway, you can probably spot him a mile away. But Darren bought it for $400 tonight. A little nervous about the guy on his left. You know him. You love him. It's Maverick. Maverick bought in for the maximum amount of $500 tonight. It looks like he's sporting a new haircut.
Look at that. Maverick is back in the house, everybody. He's back from his hiatus.
That's
so
right.
We welcome Maverick back.
And on Maverick's left is Tammy. Tammy bought it for $260 tonight, and I believe this is her 3rd or 4th time on the show, so best of luck to her. And next to Tammy is Brandon. Brandon looks like he works out really well. He does a great job working out.
Is he like Murder Rick's accomplice?
He might be his spotter. But Brandon bought it for $500 tonight, and we wish him the luck on his first venture on the show.
Okay, I think enough with all these pleasantries. Let's get our dealer seated at the table. And let's get these cards in the air.
Our main man, Jerry, who does a fine job each and every week. We are so thankful to have him slinging the cards for us because he is a true professional.
Yes. What a great find for us to have Jerry come and want to be part of the Poker on Air production team. And ever since we brought him in, he's just been fantastic. So
yeah, I mean, he really ups our quality. I think, if we just had any old Joe in there dealing for us, I don't think that our game would be as highly regarded, just because there'd be so many goof ups, misdeals, things like that. But I think Jerry has maybe one misdeal in 9 episodes.
And not only is he pushing the cards, is he's controlling all the action at the table. I know we had that crazy PLO game a few weeks back, and a lot of people got really confused on the betting, but Jerry was spot on and knew exactly when people were betting pot. He knew exactly where we were. So
yeah, he was on the money.
Good on him. So there's our Jerry props for the night.
He deserves them.
So Tibor under the gun, he limps in with a ace-6 offsuit.
A little bit of a weak holding, but maybe he just wants to test the waters, see what's going on.
But I like Rick. Rick's kind of like me with the suited cards. He comes in with his 5-8 suited and raises it up to 7.
Maybe Rick should get a suited Rick tattoo.
Listen, I don't want to be associated with Rick in any way, shape, or form.
I think that'll hold up in a court of law. But I think Rick would have just missed us a little bit. Just getting after it.
Right.
Under the gun +2 with a 5-8 suited.
I think he just wanted to get some action in there and see where he's at. We saw the flop, but I don't see it on our screen.
He got plenty of action, I'll tell you that. Looks like everyone feels like they know Rick's style, and they're trying to come after him. There's a field thinning a little bit.
Hey, there's Don Poltz.
Don's here. Welcome, Don.
Missed one hand.
So I think we're getting our graphics all lined up. I think we had some goofiness.
Yeah, maybe that raising wasn't exactly as it.
I think it was,
appeared.
but I think the things after that happened maybe weren't exactly correct.
Always takes just a few minutes for our guy there you see with the tablet punching in all the chips in the action. So it takes a minute or two to get warmed up on that. There's our flop. 7-10 ace.
So as we see it now,
I know Tibor had an ace-6 offsuit, so Tibor has hit top pair. I don't remember Brandon's hands.
I think Rick has already checked out of his hand. He's like, I flopped complete airball. I'm not here to mess around. Too many people in there goofing around.
So Tammy with the mid pair leaves out a $12 bet to see where the mid pair's at. Tibor with his ace rag, ace-6, does call along with 3 others. Chris who hit a 7. David hit a 7.
Now Chris has a 7 and the second nut flush draw.
27.
Tammy has 2 pair now though.
Tammy continues her bet, $27 over to David who folds. Chris now with, like you said, the second nut flush draw.
He also has a gut shot to go with it. I mean, he's got, as you can see, he has 40% equity with the bottom pair versus second and then third pair. And Tibor smartly gets away from it. I think he's going to go
And there's
check,
a 9.
bet, fold. Or
Check.
check. Okay, so maybe Tammy's a little timid here on the first hand.
Yeah,
a little worried what Chris could be check calling with on 3 streets or 2 streets rather.
She fires a flop, she fires a turn, and checks the river.
I mean, what is she? I mean, I guess set of 7s, but even set of 7s.
Unless when Chris calls when the queen hits, does she think he's got like king jack?
I guess, but you would think king jack would have showed its ugly head at some point. Yeah,
or
especially when the field has 3 or 4 players in it, and you turn the nuts basically, or not even basically. That was the stone cold nuts. It's probably gonna go check raise a lot more often than check call, just because if she's betting twice, she probably has something fairly strong. So you want to get maximum value against people that are at least appearing to.
But he checks that river. Strong. He checks that river. If he does have king jack, he's gonna lead out something there, right?
Definitely.
So I think I don't know. She's probably gonna get a fold if she bets out.
She definitely was seeing monsters under the bed there. I mean, really, like jack 8 was about the only thing that maybe could have been sneaky in there.
Right. But still, he doesn't check that to her.
But basically, all we're trying to say is you probably shouldn't be checking.
Right.
two pair in the river there. I mean, there's some scary better 2 pairs, but
I think we said it a handful of ways, but yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I think there's better hands probably show their hand value before the river.
And I think that was a bet and take for Tammy.
Yeah, so she's on pace to win all the hands. So let's see if anyone can get in her way.
She's 2-0. Rick
Whoa,
is straddling our first straddle tonight.
He's not straddling Tammy. He's straddling the big blind. You guys, if you're getting dirty over there. This water is just so tiny. So cute. I feel like I should be sharing it with a baby.
Should be sipping it.
You know what it is? I think we're just at English tea time. What's up? Shahrukh 10. Thank you for the follow.
15 now.
Welcome to our Tuesday night hangout. That's what it is, man. It's a hangout. We're here having a good time, talking poker, talking strategy, trying to make you guys at home a little bit better. I mean, we're not experts by any means, but
I think I try to be a little bit better. I think I learned just by watching these guys as much as these guys are learning.
Yeah.
And the people in the chat room are much more smarter than I am. These guys are schooling me.
That's kind of how I view all this. It's a big community.
Right.
I feel like, 2+2 and, Pocket Fives, all those kind of forums, you post a hand, you talk about it, and then you wait 7-8 hours to see what the responses are. This is real-time poker talk. You can get better in a span of 4 hours.
Right.
Just because you are within a community that can help you and compare ideas and notes and thoughts and all that good stuff.
If you guys in the chat room in between some of these hands here want to talk about some hands that you've ran into, Trevor and I would be happy to talk about them, talk through them with you as well. So just shout out. We're here for 4 hours. You're here for 4 hours. You might as well talk.
Yeah, and we're here. We're a big family. You know, we're all at Olive Garden right now, just having a good time, passing breadsticks.
Yes, please refill on the breadsticks.
Yeah.
Love the game, 33. Thanks. Yeah, I missed being here last week, but I had some family business to take care of, and I'm glad to be back this week.
But you were in the chat, hanging
But
out.
yeah, I hung out in the chat later on, but it's just not the same. Maybe my voice is soothing to some of the people, but hey, thanks for the heads up. Love the game, appreciate it.
You think Tammy gets intimidated being the only female at the table?
Oh, hey Darren comes up with some kings.
Welcome to the game, Darren.
Raises it to 11, and Rick with his 4-9 suited calls him.
It goes to 11. Oh, brother.
But he's like me. He likes defending that big blind. But look at this.
I think Rick defends more
Flush
than his big
draw
blind.
bottom pair. Here comes Darren, which he should with his kings. Fires another bet at it.
Yeah. This is a perfect spot just to see bet. With it or without it. You're only against one opponent. So I think this is a perfect time just to keep barreling.
Rick's definitely going to call.
I think a turn card came out. I think I heard Darren say check.
Really? There it is. He hit his flush draw.
And this is actually
Darren checks. Which...
And I think early in a tournament like this, I think it's a good time to maybe.
Cash game, son. Cash game.
What did I say?
Tournament.
Oh. Oh man, I do it 1 week and I'm already lost. I think early on in a cash game like this, I think it's a good idea to maybe check here, let Rick bet instead of betting, letting Rick raise, because now you can kind of play pot control. You have the king of spades, so if Rick bets, so say you bet $25, then Rick makes it 100. Well, now you're stuck trying to figure out, do I want to call $75
right.
to try to make my spade flush? Well, instead you can check, let Maverick bet, and you can just call behind with your.
We don't see the river card, but obviously it's not spade. No, I'm totally with you because it's kind of Darren controlling the pot size because he doesn't want to get re-raised in that situation if Rick does have the flush. So he's limiting what he's going to have to pay to see that river card if he wants to see that river card, knowing that he has a king of spades. So he lets Rick roll that bet out, and then now he's got an option. What do I flat here or get out of the hand? At least I didn't bet the quarter and then got re-raised up to like $75.
Yeah, it's a way to just kind of give yourself a little bit more flexibility. Just because if Rick is a really thinking player and if he has that ability to represent flush draws a lot, well, Rick can exploit the whole table by re-raising every flush card that hits because people are thinking, oh, he must have a flush here. But if you check and just call, it eliminates Rick's ability to do that. So it gives you still control over the hand to win it in multiple different ways.
Yep. And Rick's one of those players that people have watched here on this show, and he's known to come in with a wide variety of hands.
Yeah. I think we've seen 4 hands, and he's already done it twice. With the 5-8 of hearts, and now he's done it with the 4-9 of spades.
21.
So Brandon limps in here with a couple 4s, sailboats as they are called at times, an ace without a leg.
Sailboats is a lot worse than American Airlines now.
It's cute though.
It's cutesy.
It's so cute. Can't you just? I always picture Tommy Boy. Could use a little wind here.
I miss Chris Farley.
Oh man, I remember.
Jason loves coffee. Welcome, sir. Thanks
I
for
like
being a
coffee, too.
follower. I wish I had some coffee right now.
You know what? I thought about GBI Lover or Gabil.
Gabil lover.
Anywho,
Oh, look at this. Now the card just showing up. Tibor did raise this. Wait a minute. Was he the open better? No.
I think it went limp. What is going on? I think it went limp by. I kind of lost the action there.
Well, I didn't see the cards. Yeah, I kind of.
I think David was under the gun maybe. Under the gun +1. He limped with 4s. Came around Tibor, and I think he raised, and the 4s got away from it. Those fellas were cracked. Got that right, Wigmaster. As you can see on top of our screen here is our Twitter handle. Super simple, @PokerOnAir. We'd love for you guys to follow us. That's the best way for you to keep up to date with what we have going on behind the scenes, our next broadcast or our special broadcast that we might have in the future.
Yeah, there may be times where Tuesday night is just not the only broadcast that we have. That we do have a lot of specials coming up. We've been getting a lot of requests for local groups that want to come in and broadcast their game at our table. So we may be just randomly on the air sometime, and you can find all of that news instantly at Poker on Air. As soon as we know, we'll send it out to you.
Yeah, not to mention behind the scenes photos, all that kind of cool stuff. So if you guys want to know what else is going on with us, follow us on Twitter, and we will be happy to show you what we got going on.
I kind of like this. So Don Poltz opens up with Ace Jack. He raises out to 10. Rick, who has pocket 10s, raises them out to $24.
Pocket 10s and the Z button.
And what a board.
Check.
This opens it up for Rick. Don checks.
So Don is a big time viewer of the show, so he knows Mav's tendencies. So he knows that
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought Don would just fold right there.
he does know that the Mav will screw around, but at the same time, does Mav really 3-bet all that often? Mav kind of likes to kind of call behind. So the fact that he did throw the 3-bet out there, I think it definitely raised an eyebrow or two for Don to know that, what, if I don't connect here, I'm probably not going to stick around too much longer.
I mean, that's perfect spot for that. Yeah, right.
And there's a quick chip count. It says that chips have moved amongst the table in the first 18 minutes of play.
You want to say hi to your boy in chat?
Who's my boy?
He's everybody's boy.
Craig Pullen.
Yeah.
Hey, what up, Craig?
Craig's in the house.
Welcome to the chat room again,
As
sir.
if we were wondering if you'd be here, because he's here all the time.
That's true. There's some regulars that are always here.
Craig, I was trying to talk to you the other night in the live at the bike stream, but I was having some serious issues with that. So
He doesn't like to talk to you unless you're on the show.
is that what it is?
Yeah.
Like I mean nothing to him when I'm not in front of the camera.
Yeah.
It's like Tammy's turn with a couple 10s,
They're moving around the table.
a couple limpers in front of her.
15.
Raises it up to 15. Bringing in one of our newer, I want to say members, one of our newer players to the table. Did you go home sick, Craig? Because I would have ran home sick just to tune into Poker on Air's Tuesday night broadcast. No, we like to give shout outs to regular Craig. I think you've been here almost every week that we broadcast, so we appreciate that you're such an avid fan, and we love you as much as you love us.
You're a great fan, and you also supply awesome commentary in the chat. So we definitely appreciate that. Tammy is still with the best of it here. Rick with the gutter ball.
15.
Down with bottom pair.
Don with the bottom.
Call.
Quickly calls.
Don, that was a fast call from Don with bottom pair.
I kind of want to see Rick raise there, but
Yeah.
I understand, he thinks Tammy's probably playing a fairly tight range right now. So, but here's the thing. I mean, Tammy does have position, so they
Tammy
will
checks it,
check to
yeah.
her. But I would love to see one of these guys just check raise.
They all
Just
three
shows
check.
just so much. Yeah,
Rick bets this end here now.
the door is wide open for either one of them, really. I think if Don bet here, it would look the most strong, just
Don looks
because
like
he's out of position.
Don looks like he's ready to fold. I think Rick takes advantage here and bets.
There it is. There's Rick.
Rick comes out with 40. Oh,
It's been a while since Tammy's played. I kind of forgot. She does not like to fold.
Don does fold. I mean, I'm not against Rick's move. I think he takes advantage there. But also he needs to consider that Tammy's that player that's going to stay in the hand.
Yeah, I wonder how much Rick goes back and watches. I know he's a busy guy. He's out there doing this and that. But I just wonder if he knows that, Tammy will call pretty darn wide. Like if she has, at least third pair or better, sometimes worse, she is going to put her money in there. Which is fine. I mean, I think at these levels, people are bluffing a lot, so she will pick off a lot of bluffs. Just hopefully she knows to change gears when people are value betting her versus trying to move her off a hand.
And I think I gotta stop calling him that. That's like our internal nickname. I
Yeah.
think Rick is not a murderer. Let's just put that. Well, at least that we know of. But I think maybe he's taking notes about that one.
Yeah. What's up, Blunt Step TV? But I know that name too. You're also an awesome contributor to our show, so I appreciate you being here too.
Appreciate every single one of you in our chat room.
What's up, Timmy? Thanks for tuning in. And know we got some stiff competition tonight, and there's some really cool streams out there, but we do appreciate you guys coming in here and hanging out with us.
You can watch some of those pros all the time. You want to see is raw basement garage
Honestly,
poker.
that's a really good point. Like, when's the next time you're going to be sitting with Phil Hellmuth? More than likely, probably never. When's the next time you're going to be sitting at a 1-2 game trying to figure out what your fellow opponents are doing all the time?
When's that one time you're going to be driving down the road? Well, look at this, though.
Are we ace free?
We're ace free.
We're ace free. It almost like you said AIDS free, which we also are that.
When's the next time you're going to be driving down the road and you see Murder Rick in your rearview mirror? I mean, the odds of that and you playing poker against, you know what? Let's just
drop that one.
Drop that
No,
one.
but this is a great training tool for you guys. You know, if you go to your local casino, you're playing low stakes online, and you're just like, I want to get in the head of my opponents. This is it, guys. You know, this is what your local casino looks like. All of our players, you know, this isn't what they do for a living. You know, they are weekend grinders, just like you and I. And this is a great look into their thought process to help improve your game.
And not only can you learn and improve your game of online poker through watching our Tuesday night broadcast, but you can also go over to Bart Hansen's Crush Live Poker, out to Bart Hansen's school, who did some commentary for us. If you want to check back into our archives, he spent 4 hours with us, I think 3 weeks ago. I'm having a memory lapse.
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
But we've actually booked Bart Hansen for a few more broadcasts, so stick around for that. But like I said, go check out his website, crushlivepoker.com. He's got a lot of great training videos out there. He's got some different levels of memberships to which you can subscribe to. But I tell you what, if you want to learn from one of the best players in the game, check out Crush Live Poker and Bart Hansen.
Oh, wow. Beautifully done. Bart Hansen would be proud of you. But we got some stuff going on here.
We do.
So Rick limped in early position. Comes on to Dave on the button, who makes it 20 and gets called by Don with 10s.
Oh,
And, here we go.
Don hits that 10, and Rick's got the open ender. David with the worst of it.
This might be a spot
Leads
where
out a $50
this might be
bet.
a spot where I maybe curb my C betting.
Did Pulse even think 2 seconds before he
No.
threw this $50 in?
He really didn't.
I mean, that was just like instant.
And I think I think Don's call was a little quick for my flavor. But I think Rick's overcall definitely screams draw.
And that gets David in there with a gutter as well.
Now it looks like Don's gonna bet here, trying to protect his hand, make sure nothing too scary comes out on the river.
Pot was 212.
85.
That's 85.
Very interesting sizing. I mean, he's actually kind of unlucky that no one has a king here, but he's also super lucky that no one just flats with, the ace jack or something like that,
Right.
or even the jack nine if, think about it. So now Rick's trying to figure out, he goes, well, now I got a pair and a draw. Like, how often are my queens live? How often are my jacks live? Or am I just drawing to an ace or a 9?
He flats it.
He does call.
David's got to go, right? All
Yeah,
right, he's got to
he's
go
a-
at this point.
He says lighter tater. Let's see a river.
Some pain. That's a deuce.
It's pain-free. It's a pain-free zone.
So Rick gets out of hand now.
Now Don's going to sit here and try to figure out what's the most I can bet and get called with.
What do you think he's still nervous about an ace jack sitting around? Less than 100? Oh no, he's reaching double barrel.
I would say, I think I would bomb this.
145.
So here's a spot where, Rick's kind of mulling over in his head. We actually did get to talk to Rick earlier on about what kind of goes through his mind when he's in the tank.
Yeah.
And he is. He's swimming with the fishes right now.
He's in tank mode right now.
Definitely trying to figure it out.
Oh, he says
Yep,
he knows
he
he's
knows.
beat and he lets it go.
He goes whoopsie doopsie.
Yeah? 310.
I think Don must have showed him. Don's a friendly
No,
guy.
yeah, he showed him. He told him what it was up against.
Yeah, I watched him play. I've had him.
So I feel like I have that inner debate with myself, like pretty much every time I play cards, to show or not to show. I usually say like, yeah, I never show, but sometimes like early. I mean, this is like the 6th hand of the night.
Right, and he's already shown his set.
So now he's showing his set, and he showed kind of like his betting pattern and everything.
Yeah, I think he showed his hand when he snap called that 50.
I think he can kind of get away with maybe some bluffs now. Like if we're like, oh, he's only playing out of position with and betting in that way when he has basically the proverbial nuts. So now later on, if there's a spot where, well, my image right now is just I play the goods. Maybe he can get away with a pretty sick bluff later on.
That's a great question to talk about tonight. A little discussion. And in what instances do you show your hand? Is it one? An option, as you just said, I'm trying to set up a tight image so that I can make some bluffs later on in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 2? Most of the times when I personally show a card, I generally just want someone to feel a little pain.
Oh yeah.
Because it's just like jabbing a little needle into somebody.
Yeah, you want
and that's generally my purpose when I show a hand or show a card.
If you can make your opponents not play optimally, and if by doing that it means turning them into a tilt monkey, I think by all means that's the way to do it. We used Phil Helmuth, for example, earlier on. Don't you think if you can show him a nasty bluff or after he'd been tanking for 5-6 minutes, show him that he folded the best hand, don't you think that's going to improve your ability against him? I think so.
Sorry, I've only had one drink tonight. Yeah, from town. Small blind, big blind.
Hey guys, we were talking about Bart Hansen's Crush Live Poker just a little bit ago. We had the banner up. We just wanted to let you know if any viewers happen to go on our PokerOnAir.com website and they click on the Crush Live Poker banner, you can get 1 month of membership for free with their subscription just to try it out. So we were talking about earlier, if you're interested in learning from one of the best in poker, Bart Hansen, head over to PokerOnAir.com, look for the Crush Live Poker link. There's a banner out there on the site. And if you want to sign up through us, Bart Hansen is going to give you 1 month free subscription to try it out, and we think you'll be hooked and you'll stick around for a while. Yeah, because if you want to improve your game, Bart Hansen's the man to improve it through.
There are few people on earth that can break down a hand as good as Bart Hansen.
We just had David have pocket aces here. Thank you, Bart.
The crowd goes wild.
I think that's pretty awesome that Bart is offering Poker on Air viewers a special 1 month free. So just sign up through our link and say, hey, Poker on Air sent me, Bart. Thanks, sir, for the free month. Love your stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it was so crazy kind of how Bart and our relationship kind of came to be. He's looking for new content for his channel, and he kind of found us and
said, hey, you guys make some pretty good stuff.
So that kind of made our friendship with him, and then he offered to come do live commentary for us. Like, how many other pros out there can do that or will do that?
I'm rubbing shoulders with Bart Hansen.
That's sick.
I mean, that's what I can say.
That's so sick.
When I go to sleep at night, I say, hey, me and Bart Hansen, we're kind of like friends.
Yeah, I'm hoping to go out this year to Vegas to help promote the show and watch the main event, and I hope to meet Bart out there and hang out with him. And I think I feel pretty comfortable, like just hang out with him and saying hi.
Just get into this hand real quick, Trevor. We got a couple aces here. T-Board led out bet, like an $11 bet. Rick called, and they both hit an ace on the flop. T-Board then follows up that bet with 16, and Rick calls with his weak ace.
This is the trouble.
T-Board's still in the lead. He's I thought he bet a little light there, but no, $30. I think that's respectable in the pot. I'm not sure that he wants him to go away, but he does get the check.
Yeah, at this point,
Ian the Riddler, thanks for being a follower.
Yeah, I think T-Board's bet on the turn, I think is fine for most of the time. Rick calls really quick, so I think T-Board kind of knows, like, oh, he probably has an ace. If he has some sort of ace-9, ace-5 situation like that, or ace-6 rather, he's probably raising a tooth pair. So the fact that he's just calling probably signifies that the T-Board's kicker is superior to Rick's. So it allows him to just kind of bet confidently and knock it out.
Sorry, Tony running our Poker on Air chat said Bart is watching the show. He's watching Poker on Air while he's getting a haircut right now. Boom. Bart Hansen, man, I think you need to tweet out that haircut.
Yeah.
So we can all see how well it looks.
We'll see that tight fade, man.
Thanks, Bart, for all you do, man. It's been great working with you, and we really appreciate you.
What's up, B Million? Good to see you, my man.
Good now. Call.
Chris with his ace 8 offsuit raises a 10. T-board pocket 3s gives it a call. Darren ace 5 calls.
You know what's like everyone's playing super fast right now.
Rick with 7s and Tammy with ace 3 suited call. We're gonna have 5 people to this
5
flop.
players.
Tammy does not want 2 pair.
Queen 10-10. It's nobody.
And Rick, who's been playing every pot, actually has the best hand right now.
Everyone checks. There's another 10. Rick's gonna bet out here.
Yeah, Rick
Got
has
bet
to
out here.
think
He has
that-
to see where his pair's at.
Yeah, I think he probably knows at this point he probably has the best hand. And he might get a call. I mean, Tammy might be looking for that last 10 for quads. Who knows? I mean, we haven't really got too in-depth.
I think the only
with her.
person that calls here is Tibor, if anybody calls here.
I mean, you gotta think, we go to the flop, what, 6 ways, I want to say? At least 5.
It was 5.
So we go to the flop 5 ways. It checks around, and now the first to act on the turn is leading out. I don't think that's always strength. I just think that, Rick's an aggressive player, and he will try to take pots down like
If
this.
you don't have a 10 or queen here, can you call?
Yeah, I read at one point, a flop like that. I mean, that one's a little juicier because it is higher cards. They call them orphan flops. So if no one takes them into their home, feel full. What's the word I'm looking for? Feel free, basically, to take a stab at it on the turns. Because if no one's showing any strength on the flop, then what are the odds that they have anything on the turn? Why wouldn't they, part-time booker, why would they not bet the queen on that flop?
Oh my.
How much did you win for 8 plus in the last one? 1950. I rarely.
Moving right along. Looks like Dave's gonna chuck it in. Don already has his fold face on. Smell you later. Chris does the same.
Okay.
Looks like Tibor's having a little issues with the where to place his cards, but I think we got it figured out.
Come on, keep it down.
Tammy riding a lot of pocket pairs tonight so far early on here.
She likes that one.
Playing for 8.
Raises 8. I don't think she's gonna get any callers here.
So what's back to train up just a little bit. So earlier on she had pocket 10s and she made it 15. Now she has pocket aces and she makes it 8. Interesting.
Well, I guess in my eyes she feels a little more confident with those aces, and once the callers were her 10s, she's a little nervous about.
Yeah, I actually subscribe the other way. I almost feel like jacks in lower pairs, jacks to deuces. I'm saying, I almost kind of want to build a pot as I'm set mining. That way, if I probably had the best hand, but at the same time, if I can bloat the pot, make a set, the pot's already big enough for me. With aces, I just want to build the pot because I already know I have a superior hand to most other hands that will flop poorly.
So do you bet 8s different than you bet aces? And what does it look like for you?
I think you don't have to, but I think in a game where people probably aren't paying attention and people are still going to be calling $15 pre-flop, bet 15. If you can get away with betting more with a better hand, then do it. I think.
And if you get 3 overs to your 8s, you're in for 15 and you can get out of it.
Sure. No, I think if you have 8s, I think you can bet $8. And if you have aces, I think you can bet $15. Until someone picks up on it, all you're doing is maximizing the pot when you have a better hand.
Make it 7. Call. Call. I got some orange vodka. And a call. 4 players. No. Moonshine. Slivovich? Slivovich. Is that Russian or is that Romanian? Romanian. Okay. 15 bets.
Rick's got the top of the toppities on this flop.
Should throw it on fire.
David also has top pair. We'll see what kind of mess he can get himself into here.
Why did you come back? work?
A bet and a call.
Oh,
Pretty standard in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
The deuce changes nothing.
You lived in Streetsboro the whole time then? Winsboro. Okay.
35.
Okay. Cool. I like Streetsboro.
Rick bets about half size pot
Really
here.
built up. A lot of construction.
Yeah.
Changed a lot.
A little more.
It was 15 years this year.
I remember when I came in 92, I was going to that inn, there was nothing over there. 14 years.
You know, Jez was right.
It was a little bar.
Check.
So Rick's probably a little cautious, a little curious now if he can get a little bit more value. And he decides to bet small.
Yeah, it's real light bet.
Jogga Lake and BW3s, and that's it.
Not sure how much Rick has played with David, if any.
2 pair.
Nice man, man.
I didn't realize Rick had 2 pair.
But I'm just wondering, is he just a little gun shy?
I think I was a little lost in that hand.
Is he just kept flattening? I will cut you.
That was not Rick. That was Toby.
Brian.
Toby's been locked away for a whole week, so he's happy to get himself out there.
Rick's taking a few stabs at some pots tonight, and he hasn't come out. Wow, that wasn't even planned. He's taking a few stabs at some pots tonight. He really hasn't come out on top as the winner, so I just wonder if he was feeling a little gun shy there with his 2 pair. But I was kind of surprised at the real light bet there on the river, especially out of Rick.
I think he might have figured that Dave had exactly what he had. Maybe he thought if I bet 75 or 100, a king with a middle kicker isn't going to call because, he did bet all 3 streets, showing a ton of strength. So maybe he's figured that 50 was the max that Dave would call, so that's what he went with.
And David Check called all 3 streets.
Right, which again shows that he was probably fairly strong. I mean, very interesting play. I mean, I would love to always just hit the pause button, have them both come back here with us, and talk it over. But our job is to try to do our best to get inside their heads and go from there.
But I don't think he can ever bet Rick out of that pot.
No. I don't think raising's ever an option. But Rick trying to figure out what Dave had in that spot was pretty crazy.
Darren flops pretty well here.
10.
He sure does.
20.
So Darren flops a straight. Don flops bottom pair with the straight draw. David has a flush draw. So Rick has top pair. Tammy has top pair.
Darren hasn't even got the act yet, and it's already $20 up to him with a raise, with a bet and a raise.
So everyone but T-Board there had a little something. Ooh, the flush draw goes away though. A little surprising. You don't always want to play a middle flush draw in a multi-way pot, but
Darren's straight just gets a little bit bigger.
Check.
Tammy.
20.
You surprised with that?
because it's Tammy, not really.
I'm a little surprised at that bet. She did 2 checkers to her, but
So I was wondering if Darren was gonna check raise here. He checked the flop, knowing he flopped basically the stone colds, the second stone colds. At least now he's realizing that this is the time to get some more money in the middle.
mm-hmm.
I just feel like check raising the flop probably been a little bit more profitable just because people with top pair don't want to fold. So now that this board is obviously pretty scary, I don't know if Tammy's gonna be sticking around. It's like Tammy's in the tank.
Throw it away.
But she says, you know what? I'm gonna get off the pot because I'm getting those seat rings in the back of my legs, and I'm just never comfortable. She can't feel her toes, so she decides to hop up, and Darren scoops a pot. We like to shut Darren out, though. He does always bring us candy, which I'm supposed to be unbiased, but the fact that he brings us candy every week, that he shows up, it's kind of hard not to root for the guy. You know?
Yeah, I don't know if he's just a nice guy to bring us candy, but I don't know if he's trying to bribe us into something. I have a feeling 6 months from now he's gonna be like, do you remember when I gave you 8 candy bars over the past 6 months? He goes, now I need you to do me a favor. And I'm just nervous.
You would think Rick would have that same sentence.
I don't accept anything from Rick. In fact, I try not to shake his hand or anything.
He has hands like a bear. Like his mitts are like he could probably play baseball with no gloves.
Actually, in all honesty, I think Rick is a great guy, and I've come to know him over the past 8 weeks, and he's actually pretty awesome, dude.
He's an amazing dude with I like the way he thinks and acts in his life. So we joke about him being a murderer and all that funny stuff, but dude is like just like the classiest guy you can find.
I mean, we are getting a lot of people to join pile. This is all limp pot. Tammy limped with ace queen clubs.
Check. Check.
Well, Chris has second pair.
Yeah, I was like trying to figure out.
This is just kind of gross for everybody.
It's like,
I'm not really sure what Tammy's agenda was in this hand.
is it a bet
Ace
and
queen,
take it?
ace queen suited is just so gall darn pretty.
Rick does call. And Rick hits. That's why I love Rick. Of course, if that club comes on the river, it's going to be some fireworks.
Unless it is the 8 of clubs. Then we have some fun.
Wow. It's not up there.
35.
Must be. Oh, it got folded. I think Chris had the 8 of clubs.
Rick did re-raise with his straight. Tammy did flat. There is an 8. Not the 8 you were looking for. This is why. Well, I don't know if she even bets this pre-flop ace queen. I think Rick still makes that call and gets wrapped up in this hand. But I don't know. I mean, it may play a little bit different because if she.
What? That's just ace high, right?
Yeah.
I'm not like not seeing things correctly. Like ace high just beat him into the pot.
Yeah.
So I guess her plan was I'm not raising pre-flop, but I'm never folding on any sequential betting action the rest of the hand. I'm ready for the chat to see that one.
I think I can safely say that I played that hand a little bit differently.
Put your eye candy, so that's okay.
So I mean, Rick doesn't like to fold about as much as Tammy does, but he has a different agenda. Like he knows that, like, for instance, earlier on, like he knew that, like, I mean, he got caught bluffing, but when the scare card comes, he has no problem representing that hand. Whereas Tammy's like, I'm not folding because I think everyone's bluffing. Does that make any sense? Yeah, sorta. I think when you, what are those people in the court that take the notes?
The stenographer.
Yeah, we need one of those to kind of go back on some of the stuff I say.
I think.
4 players. T-board.
Imagine that. We have another action flop. Tibor up and down, second nut flush draw. Rick with a nut flush draw. Tammy with top pair.
Call.
I think that's all the excitement so far.
Same order to first.
Now Tibor takes the lead,
Check's good.
and he checks. I'm actually okay with this so far. Now Rick, I'm not so sure. I think Rick is just
Well, I mean,
trying to use pure aggression.
Also, Rick's kind of in this logically. He does have the 9, and he also has the nut flush draw.
I think he also needs to account, like, what's calling behind. So the action went on a flop. Tammy bets, everybody calls. So what could he possibly have? A lot of king queens show up, sure, and a lot of probably lesser flush draws also show up. And this is just a dirty card for Maverick.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Especially after taking the lead on the turn. I'm not really sure what Tammy's mulling over here. Obviously, Tibor has shown a lot of strength behind her, which I think she needs to learn to take into account. But I mean, I guess he did just flat. So maybe she thinks he has a busted flush draw. Now Tibor's kind of in a spot where, like, I feel like he's like probably afraid to raise.
Right, or is he nervous that someone's got the flush out there with a bet and a call?
So he just ends up flatting, and shows the Broadway.
Well, that's what it looks like. I've never played that one.
Uh-oh. Watch out. Don's in the lead with the number of the beast.
He bought in for 665.
Oh.
Blind, big blind.
Special treatment for the...
I'm just kidding. Max buy-in is 500.
Big blind there.
I wish we could just like have like what do they do in the NFL with the little yellow pen? You know, they talk about they draw out plays on.
Oh yeah.
We just could put little horns on on Don there. That'd been funny.
20 now.
Wasn't that all made famous by John Madden? Wasn't he like crazy with the pen
Yeah, he was.
when he was doing it back in the day?
He was always just drawing like turduckens though. This is that moment in time where I wish I could just do a John Madden impression. Just like I feel like I can feel it in my mind, like what I want it to sound like. But as soon as like I try to make it the noises with my mouth, it doesn't work.
Hey, those pocket tens keep moving around the board still. They're
They-
showing up everywhere.
They are very, very popular this evening.
David's like, I didn't win any money with mine.
What's up, Mailman Muscle? We are playing in Akron, Ohio. That's where our broadcast studio is located.
Monopoly's next week. If you guys want to.
And you guys are really hyped for some Monopoly. I'm pretty sure I'd be a losing player in Monopoly.
I mean, seriously, if you guys can get 4,000 viewers to come in, Trevor and I will play Heads Up Monopoly.
No, it's in a cooler sitting in the other.
But I gotta have 4,000 viewers.
Anybody's welcome to have one, by the way.
So tell your friends.
What's your favorite Monopoly piece?
Oh, the top hat. Everyone says the race car, but I love the top hat or the thimble.
I like the boat.
I have a cup here.
But could you go? I'm on a boat.
I'm on a boat, mother lover. I'm on a boat.
15 now.
Yeah, I mean, I think live poker is trailing in ability to online. I think you know after Black Friday as well. I think
Orange wedge would be nice.
live almost regressed to back to where it was before Black Friday.
Right.
But I think the people that study the game and work on their game religiously, you can tell. Like I know Chris plays a ton live, and he has a different kind of feel to him than everybody else. Like even there, like he knows that he can get away with betting King Jack, and for the most part, people are gonna fold to him.
Yeah, I agree. Cause like I go up to Cleveland Horseshoe every infrequently. However, I do see Chris a lot up there, and golly gee, he's always got stacks on stacks in front of him. So guy's a rock solid player.
Yeah.
Did I just say golly gee?
Yeah, and I would appreciate if you said it way more often.
Golly gee, Chris. He's looking right at me.
Yeah, Cream Pie's here, guys. Don't worry about him. Cream Pie's in the building.
Cream Pie's in the building. He's gonna come in and take a break from me every now and then because I'm suffering a little bit of a cold, and when it starts to get the best of me, I need to rest my voice for a little bit because I have a big concert tomorrow. I'm back up for Beyonce.
Ooh. Oh.
All the single ladies. All the single ladies.
Yep, I was dancing back here. You guys couldn't see it, but I was.
Love the game. See, he's always got my back. I love the man. Love the game.
Word. So everyone flops pretty much an airball here. Rick has the only pair in his bottom pair. But does it stop him from betting $10? Bet your butt it doesn't.
Darren bet out. Adaman NK24.
You the man, Adaman.
You the man, Adaman. Call. I can't do that one.
Kakalaka-laka-laka-laka-tin.
I'll check it out.
Ooh, Darren made an 8 on the turn. Not
Candy
sure what.
Candida is now a follower. We love all of our new followers.
I didn't really feel that hand all that closely. I'm not really sure why Darren peeled with the 6-8. Maybe it's his favorite hand. Not really sure.
So we love all your new followers. We try to give a shout out whenever we see a new follower join us because it's that important to us that you enjoy our product that much that you want to be a follower of it. For those of you that are new, this is Poker on Air. We broadcast every Tuesday night from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. You can follow us on Twitter at Poker on Air. It's pretty simple. The little at symbol.
See that sign right there? Right there.
Put a little ampersand. No. Yeah, there you go. Right there. Put that in your Twitter feed, and you will know about our other broadcasts and some behind-the-scene footage, some pictures of Trevor and the crew and Cream Pie and
I know you guys will all be clamoring to get your own personal wallpaper of Cream Pie from our Twitter page. So
this is probably the first time that I ever will say this. If you want to see pictures of Cream Pie on Twitter, follow at Poker on Air.
Commercialized.
There, I said it.
Yeah.
whoa! I know, Toby. He said it. He said it with conviction too.
Well, it's true because everyone calls Paul Cream Pie
Because of what? Boston Cream
because
Pie.
his last name's Boston, and so he's Boston Cream Pie.
Perfect.
Tammy the gutter ball, $17 bet into her.
Did I say that? Yes.
She does have a gut shot.
Well, I kind of thought she would call here because she loves to do those draws. I can get it because there's kind of like a little bit of an adrenaline rush, like when you hit those. Sometimes you pay a lot of money to try to hit those out of that one chance that you might hit it.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a little bit of an adrenaline rush. I get it, but it's not solid poker rightness.
Yeah, not necessarily.
I mean, you're not gonna make a lot of money calling on draws like that all the
Not
time.
completely sound.
However, against his hand against Rick, she does have the best ace high.
I wonder. Excuse me.
You're okay. Do what you got to do over there. I'll entertain everybody. So Tammy is going to bet. She thinks that her ace is good. Does bet 12 into a $55 pot. Rick,
Rick should just make it like 200. Just set it. Just
I don't know. I think he realizes he got called down by her earlier. So I think he's thinking in his head right now, hey, I could just re-raise here.
Just
and
set a
steal
precedence.
this.
Just let it rip.
But I wonder if he's thinking, she'll call me. I see the wheels turning. Oh, wait, that's just the fancy new haircut.
Heyo.
He's like, I fold.
And I think in that situation where Tammy calling really light forced Rick not to bluff that hand. And I think overall that's probably smart. Don't bluff Tammy. She's gonna
Right.
call everything. So only value bet. That's where your money's gonna come from.
Everybody loves Rick.
What's up, nerd boys?
The thing is, like, he reads the chat, so just want you all to know that if you say something bad, Rick will probably be mad.
Yeah, and he actually has the ability to triangulate your exact location, so he will be at your doorstep if you say anything wrong
Just
about
by your
him.
chat name. He takes the binary code out of your chat name and can triangulate your geolocation. So, just saying. I never say a bad thing about Rick because I'm in the same building as Rick.
Yeah, and he has a photographic memory, so he knows all his ones and zeros back and forth.
Well,
Sup, Trev Dog. Someone's getting a shout out to you, Trevor.
T-Dot.
A couple nice starting hands here. I mean, you always love to see face cards in your hand.
So
Chris, yeah, go ahead.
Queen Jack under the gun, offsuit. I guess he's under gun +1 is a little bit questionable. I think the open, but I'm not a big fan of limping, so the fact that he did take initiative in the hand, I think is a good start. But there's so many people behind him to basically just F up his world. But he does flop top pair here. Problem is Darren has a better top pair, and also
GQ's
a flush
finest.
draw.
Thank you for joining. Sorry to interrupt there, Trevor.
You're fine. Shout him out.
I gotta
That's
shout
the
out
reason why we're here.
Zorinek. And Captain Cake. Don't make fun of me when I say stuff like
It's not you. It's the chat, as per usual.
that. Not Tom UK.
Yeah, we're over here laughing to ourselves, chat. Well done. All right, where's the action? So Chris C bets with his top pair. Poor
You get to
flush
read
draw.
that name.
Naked nipples. Thanks for the follow. Whoa, that can't happen. That didn't happen. The king queen didn't fold, did they?
Yeah, and the
Well, Chris actually got very fortunate here. That actually the better hand folded. Now Chris is just trying to. I mean, Chris has never played a T-board before. I mean, not that I know of. So he's just trying to calculate. Does he just have the naked ace of clubs? Does he have some sort of flopped flush? Does he have a better queen? He's gonna try to, deduce all those factors he's taken into account so far.
there's no. Yeah, I was gonna say there's no club here. Chris has got to come out with something now. I mean, I like Chris checking there, and then that one's at T-board checks there. Now I think Chris has got to know that he's in the lead here, and he's got to throw some money out.
This is actually a kind of a gross card. Like, what if T-board has some sort of like ace 9 with the ace of clubs? I kind of thought maybe Chris would check there, honestly, because how many worse hands are going to be calling him there? But he does get the job done.
So you think he flats someone just like a 9? I think he was more on the read of where you were saying earlier that like he's just got like an ace of clubs or king of clubs out there and he's holding it, just checking down to see if he catch that fourth card.
Yeah, but my only concern is, so say he just has like the naked ace of clubs.
Right.
Is he ever calling any river bet? Probably not. But if he has some sort of 9, maybe he even had king 9. Obviously we know the king clubs is gone. Well, if he had king 9 with the king clubs, I think betting that river, like overall long run, I think it's gonna probably cost you more money than you win. Just because the majority of the time you're betting, if they have complete air, obviously you're not calling. They're probably only going to call with a better hand than yours. So I don't necessarily love that call, but I think that's one of those hands that's kind of up for discussion.
So you think just the option there is just check it right there?
Yeah, if I'm Chris, I'm probably just checking that river.
Just checking. You're saying just not make the risk of the money.
Yeah.
In case he comes in with a 9.
And it's kind of like that spot earlier we were talking about Rick. Like, if someone knows that you're trying to get thin value there with just a queen, and they can raise you like 3x or whatever, that all you're doing is putting yourself in the tank, and that is just really uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't like to shove myself in tanks.
No. Like, people do that Shark Tank stuff, and I just don't think that's a very good idea. David's up and down. Looks like Brandon's got second pair, as does Rick. And David said, you know what? I want that check mark. So he went ahead and just did it on the turn. No waiting, please. What's your checking style? Like, how do you wrap the table when you're checking? Do you ever verbalize it, or do you always have like oh, that's a terrible card for Rick? Or do you kind of have
Yeah.
Some people like hold their cards in check. Some people like Dave there was kind of doing like the finger point check on the table.
That's generally my move. I think for the
That
most
is your
part.
move. Now that I think about it,
Is I hold the middle and index finger out and then just tap it.
yeah.
That's my move.
So Dave's trying to get some value here. Obviously with the basic nuts. This is nuts. Yeah, it's nuts.
Chat room. What's your check style? Go.
And I'm not talking about you checking me out. We actually ooh,
Rick was
really-
calling for his own video.
really good fold. Now Brandon's kind of in a spot where he's trying to figure out what to do. He has the green chips in his hand. Ooh, thin call. And Dave shows him the terrible news.
Walmarts. Thanks for being a follow.
A lot of verbal guys. Oh, I love the got him. I guess it's kind of like there's a million ways to play a hand. I guess there's a million ways to check your hand. I do like the really like I'm petting like a baby duck. I gently put my hand
Wait a minute, I can't even visualize that because I don't think I've ever seen anyone pet a baby duck.
fresh out of the egg. And you're just like kind of put your hand down really, really gentle, not to ruffle any feathers, literally.
I know I missed a lot of the new names that are coming in, but Rap Roof, thanks for being a follower, and all those few that came in before him, thanks for being a follower. What's a ZZ Top style posse?
With your beard?
I'm trying to figure that one out. Does he do the...
Do you spin your... Oh, yep. I know what it is now. You,
the...
Yep, you do like the...
Oh, yeah, I got it.
The on to the next one.
I hate posse.
Chris's turn with Chris's
There you
turn
go.
kings.
It's English. It's okay. Does raise it to 30.
Big boy raise. So made
Well,
it
he
7.
did have a minimum raise in front of him. I can't speak either. I think it's contagious.
It might be like the 10s from earlier.
Yeah, I didn't think Don was gonna make the call here. Maybe a little too much for the hands that we're in. Don's pretty tight.
Yeah. I think this is I think this is a good example though for our players. You know, past, present, future. The 3-bet is a very strong move. You've seen it twice now, and it's gotten the exact respect you would expect from it.
Yeah, tonight it has.
I think actually it's been 3 times now. I think we've had aces, and the kings, and the 10s have all 3-bet. You don't have to have a monster. Like, people already just assume you have a monster, and that's the point of everything, is making them assume what you have. So I think what I'm trying to say is 3-bet more. It's really a good time.
3-betting is fun.
Yeah, that should be a t-shirt. Looks like we got a bunch of people to flop here.
4 players.
63 bucks in the pot pre-flop. Tammy looking for a 4.
Check.
Darren flops a gutter ball. Tammy still actually has the best hand. A lot of checks going on. Now Tammy still has the best. Oh no, Rick has the best hand, but Tammy has the only person with the diamond.
I'm all out.
That was a hard check. Looks like Tammy was petting a dog that had been bad.
I got nothing.
Bad dog. Get down. Get off the counter. Quit eating my pizza. David taking some initiative here. And he gets it done. Good for David. First time on the show. Rocking and rolling. Winning pots without the best hand. All right, guys. Get yourselves ready, because entering the booth is the one, the only cream pie. You know him, you love him. He's taking a seat. There he is. Back in the saddle. What's happening, bud? How you doing?
All right, good to be here.
You are being